Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mic check, mic check. Good afternoon and welcome to DeSando Field, everyone. We're getting set for a good matchup today. Should be a really good one. Case Western Reserve University, the number 25 ranked team in the country, taking on Denison, who's actually fallen out of the rankings this week, but is looking to make a push to get back in. They've had a great week, and we'll get to that in just a moment. As these two teams get out in their final huddles, we'll start the Spartans in white. The Denison Big Red, wearing all red today. I'm Sarzucci, excited to bring you today's broadcast between these two talented teams here in Ohio. The Spartans, we've talked about their season so far, just suffered their first loss in their last outing against another Ohio team, the number 18th ranked team in the country, Mount Union. And it was a heartbreaking loss. The Spartans were defeated in just the last few seconds of the game. It was a 2-1 game. Brandon Kim scored the one goal for the Spartans, and with 18 seconds left, Mount Union took the lead. So for Denison up top, it's Jake Kruger who will kick us off. He's the goal-scoring leader for this team. He's got 4 on the year along with 3 assists. He's got 11 points. Cameron Kist will also be a player to watch. Kist himself has got 3 goals and 2 assists. And Denison will start us off and play it back. Now move up quickly. We expect a high-intensity game, fast-paced, and a lot of pushing and shoving. A physical game is to be expected. And we talked about how Denison was just in the rankings a week ago. And a draw against Franklin College, a 2-2 draw, is likely the reason, or one of the reasons, that they dropped out. Still receiving votes this week, but they came in at 16 in last week's rankings. Case Western Reserve came in at 22. And then jumping forward to this week, the Spartans had a draw against, at the time, number 5 John Carroll. But despite that, dropped down to 25. And Denison dropped completely out of the rankings, and we mentioned that John Carroll team came in at number 4, and that's Denison's last matchup. They defeated number 4 John Carroll by a score of 2-1. They were down from about the 11th minute as Brandon Kim will get called for a foul. But they scored 2 goals a minute and 1 second apart in the 83rd and 84th minutes of that game. And it was Jake Kruger who scored in that one to start the scoring for Denison. Here's Miles Crosser, and he'll send it across the field, and it's headed in to Bradley Winter. And the goalkeeper for Case Western Reserve has been great so far this year. Number 0, he's started every game so far, has given up just 4 goals in 7 games on the year, and he's got 20 saves. He even earned UAA Defensive Player of the Week honors last week and has been very reliable. His first season starting, replacing Jackson Callan, who was in goal the last couple of years for the Spartans. And one of very few inexperienced players in this starting lineup. As this one returns to the Denison back line, Chris Gilio, a senior defender from Westfield, New Jersey, also an important player to look out for. And he got his first assist of the season on that Jake Kruger goal against John Carroll. He's also scored himself 1 time for a total of 3 points off of just 2 shots. Here's Camden Larson, who will try to go outside and was looking for a running teammate. No one was there. Alex Lipiot, the closest one to it for the Spartans. This one played out far side on the right side for Denison on the attack. And this is a team that has scored 15 times this year with 11 assists. Similar style to how the Spartans have played this year, 14 goals and 12 assists. Both teams that like to move the ball around and have a lot of athletic and talented players who can do it. Here's a nice display of dribbling, but the run is ended. as Michael Sullivan, the junior midfielder, was working it into the box for the Big Red, trying to get a shot off and challenge Bradley Winter. Spartans defense strong there for the moment. Now some nice ball movement. Cameron Kist was there. That was his first good touch on the ball out near the box. Defense. Miles Crosser coming back to try and take it away. Cameron McIntosh at that left wing spot for Denison today. Now on the Spartans attack. Jacob Solman trying to rush to the ball. And it's a nice job by Henry Hayes getting to it. Denison has played two goalkeepers throughout this season. It's been Tommy Prokos along with Zach Barr. But today it's Prokos, the junior from Park Ridge, Illinois, who gets the start. And Prokos has played in 5 games, given up 4 goals, and has 12 saves on the year. And he'll likely have to make a couple today to keep the Spartans off of the board. And this is a Spartan team that averages 2 goals even per game. Mentioned they've scored 14 goals in the 7 games they've played. 5-1-1 on the season. The draw against John Carroll and then the loss to Mount Union in their last outing. So it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back from that. Again, a very heartbreaking loss. And we expect a game just like that here tonight, where it's close until the finish. Both these teams actually coming off of close games. And of course that Denison John Carroll game also intense until the final whistle. Here's Matt Vatney. Vatney will be a key in that Spartans attack. 3 goals, 4 assists on the year, the team leader in both those categories. As Brandon Kim, he'll slice himself inside. Delakis tries to go out to him and just a little bit too strong. And it'll be out for a goal kick for Prokos. Spartans trying to get another attack. Delakis inside to Larson. Now they'll have to retreat with it. So the Big Red coming back on the near side. Sean Wilson does a nice job stepping in front of that attack. Wilson, a first-year player who started so far every game this season. Here he is on the ball. Salman is calling for it on the outside. He's at the right wing spot. Wilson looks in that direction. He'll go under the leg of Vatney, across on the ground, looking for Kim. Vatney can step in front of this ball. They might get a shot off. But good defense by Denison. Back there, Corey Brunner was there along with Henry Hayes. And this ball will be knocked out of play. Actually, whistle before that. It's going to be a free kick. Alex Lipiot will have it. Sean Wilson getting involved with a couple defenders there in the box. This one will go towards goal. Curls outside and a shot comes off, and it was very close and just a little bit wide. Brandon Kim was on the end of that. And it was a good attempt for the Spartans there. And nearly had the opening goal here, just about 9 minutes in. And Brandon Kim, who's had a good season so far with 2 goals and 2 assists, nearly had another one. It was just a little bit off target. And the Spartans will try to get back on the attack with Delacus. Kim deflects that clearance. And Delacus, he was onside. He can get this one into the box. Maybe working it to a teammate. He'll go back. Vatney have to get past a defender. And good defense being played that time from Ben Geller. The cross comes off. Vatney not on the end of that. Geller did a nice job to get back there. So a throw-in coming from the far side for the Spartans. It'll just end up as a goal kick. So Prokos will have it. We're about 10 minutes into this one, and so far it's been a good one. Statistically, not much to show. Just one shot for the Spartans, none for the Big Red. But these two teams have both gone back and forth with their attacks, and we've seen a lot of really good defense, and that's also something that we expected. Two teams that don't allow a lot of scoring. Denison has given up just 6 goals on the year. The Spartans have given up 4. So each team allowing less than a goal per game. The Spartans a little bit closer to a goal every other game on average, as they'll have a free kick. And Josh Cook, another one of those experienced players for the Spartans. And now he'll step up. Alex Lipiot has taken the bulk of the set pieces. Lipiot's a senior from Westlake Village, California, Oaks Christian High School. And he'll send this one towards the box. Sean Wilson gets a header, and Sean Wilson will open the scoring for the Spartans. Moments after their first opportunity, off another set piece, Lipiot with a beautiful assist, a ball that worked straight in, curved just away from the goalkeeper. And Sean Wilson with the second goal of his young career. So Denison will go quickly with Ben Keller working it forward off of that kickoff. And we mentioned again, they played from down 1-0 most of that game against John Carroll. And again, didn't score until very late in that one. 83rd minute is when they found their first goal, and they got 2 goals, again, about a minute apart from each other to push themselves over the number 4 ranked team in the country. But the Spartans are a team that likes to build on previous scores. Just 2 games ago, they won 4-1 rather, against Allegheny. They beat Defiance a couple weeks ago 3-0, and Worcester 4-1. So when they're given an opportunity and an opening, they can score. And the Spartans, you've got to imagine, needed that sort of momentum to come back after that loss against Mount Union. Playing again another very tough team in this Denison Big Red squad, and we're going to have a foul on the outside by Camden Larson. So Prokos will take the free kick from just outside his own box. The Spartans will get it back. Jad Oglesby, a player we haven't talked about a lot today, but another important player for the Spartans, a senior defender who's been very solid this season. Really, that whole Spartan back line has. So this is going to be a challenge for Denison as McIntosh works this one outside. It'll go out for a goal kick, and we'll see if that Spartan back four can continue to hold up Josh Cook, Sawyer Dockel. We haven't mentioned his name a whole lot today either. And then, of course, Alex Lipiot on the outside. So Wilson, the goal scorer, coming back forward. Another attack opportunity for the Spartans. Outside with Kim, a nice move past one defender, and then it looked like a long shot attempt was blocked there. It was Brunner again. Strong defense, and now tripped up. And it'll be a free kick for Denison. Actually, that was Cameron Kist. Kist who got knocked down at the end of that. That goal officially, by the way, the 11th minute of action. So very similar. And John Carroll scored in the 11th minute against Denison just a few days ago. Vatney trying to go forward, and his pass knocked out by Miles Crosser. Salmon, more good defense by Crosser. This will go out just in front of that flag for a throw, and as you can see, the wind has really picked up. You can see on that corner flag, looks like it's on the verge of tipping over. You can also see those football uprights behind the goals, and those flags really waving as Wilson goes inside to Larson, trying to poke it towards a teammate, Delakis. Looked like the Big Red wanted an offside call, won't get it. Lipiot retreating defensively, trying to keep it away from a counterattack. And Dockel does a nice job to slow things down. So we're passing it around in the middle of the field, and finally Matt Vatney finds a little bit of an opening going inside. And it's cleared out. Besides those set piece opportunities, Denison has actually played very well defensively. And we saw the earlier attempt from Brandon Kim, and then Sean Wilson just moments later, who was able to find his way through for the first goal. Denison, nice job to get it back. Kist trying to find it through to Jake Kruger and couldn't get it because Sawyer Dockel was in a great position. They've cleared it out for the moment. Cole Trigg back defensively as well. Haven't called his name a whole lot today, but this Denison back four has a tough task. Chris Gillio, Henry Hayes, Cole Trigg. And this one is crossed in. Salmon will get a shot off, and this one is collected. A nice job by Tommy Prokos. Sent quickly back the other way for the Spartans. And they'll have to clear it out. Denison has had some trouble so far sustaining their attacks. The Spartans have done a nice job getting them off the ball. And a substitution for Denison. Nico Arios is in the game. He's a junior midfielder from Barrington, Illinois. As they have a throw in on the far side, and we might see a long throw coming here. Going into the box, a couple big red players will get their feet on it, and it looked like Corey Brunner was the last one too before Bradley Winter came out to get it. So Phil Kutsoftis is off after that substitution. Started the game at that midfield spot for Denison, as the Spartans will work it outside to Kim once again. Brandon Kim has been at the center of a lot of these moves forward for the Spartans today, but now they'll have to play some defense. A set piece opportunity for Denison now. Just the second foul so far for the Spartans. So Cameron Kist is there now. He'll step aside as the cross comes in far post, and it looked like it got the head of Crosser, but he wasn't able to really make solid contact with it. It kind of went off the top of his head, and that's not really the position that you want. It was Cameron McIntosh who sent it in with his left foot. And the ready for play will have a goal kick. Winner just drops it off to Dockel, and he'll send it to about midfield. Delakis tries to head it over to Kim, and stepping in front of it is Cole Trigg. A nice job on the defensive end, and it's sent immediately back to Winter. We still have not seen a shot come off from Denison. We've got 3 on the other side from the Spartans and 2 of them on goal. And this is a Spartan team that averages about 15 shots per game and gives up just about 8 to their opponents. Vatney outside to Salman into the 18. He was looking to go back inside to Vatney. Ball bounces over to Wilson. Nick Arios has to play some defense. Popped up outside. Gilio gets it out of there. And it's headed out on the counterattack by Dockel. Good position now for Denison. They're keeping it right in front of their own bench. Their head coach, Brandon Bianco, in his 4th season, he took this team to the NCAA tournament a year ago, and they were defeated in our NCAC tournament, I should say, the conference tournament, where they were defeated by Ohio Wesleyan by a score of 3-0. They were 10-5-3 on the season last year. As the Spartans, who took place in the NCAA tournament, the final 64 teams, they were also defeated in the first round of that tournament. That was in a tough game against Muhlenberg. Both these teams looking to get back into that NCAA tournament this year, and 2 teams that have shown the potential to do so. The Spartans just still looking for a big win. Again, they had the draw against John Carroll. A 0-0 draw. At the time, John Carroll ranked number 4. And the Spartans were defeated by Mount Union. They'll have a couple more very tough games coming up. Of course, this one here today against Denison. Then they'll head into the UAA conference play, and that'll be the rest of their season. With a couple ranked teams, they've got Emory along with Rochester and then the defending national champs, University of Chicago. All three teams ranked. Chicago the highest of the bunch. They're at number 6 right now. And of course, UAA conference play will certainly shake up those national rankings as well. All these teams really in a position to be tournament teams. Now Oglesby goes near side. Wilson trying to pop it up for Salmon. A nice pass. But Henry Hayes got there defensively. He's fighting with Salmon now. Foul is going to be called against Jacob, and the Spartan crowd didn't really like that call. Jacob Salmon, a senior from Apple Valley, Minnesota. And he's been an important player for them so far this season. He's got 2 goals already on the year. As Kim goes now outside working on Gilio. Finds Delacus. And now it's knocked out of play. In front of that Spartan bench with Coach Carter Poe. His 4th year here, really 3rd season. And we talked about his improvement that they've made every year, including the NCAA tournament appearance last year. As a whistle will end that play for the Spartans and give a free kick back to Denison. We've got about 20 minutes left here in the first half. And the Spartans scoring the first goal with Sean Wilson off a set piece. Now it's Denison trying to answer. McIntosh going inside and couldn't find an opening. Spartans can counter from here. Delacus, and he's looking for a running Salmon. Instead he goes the other way to Jad Oglesby in the pass just behind him. Maybe a miscommunication there. So it looked like we were going to have a substitution. Instead, Denison will hold off. Wilson goes outside. Lipiot, pass a little long, and he'll try to keep it in play, and does nicely. Now Dockel to Larson. Back to Cook, and an intercepted pass, and could have been dangerous. The touch too strong for Miles Crosser. Now near side, Jad Oglesby will go in the middle to Dockel. Haven't seen a whole lot of Jake Kruger on the ball for Denison today. The Spartans have done a nice job nullifying him. And he's a big player for the Big Red with 19 shots on the year, 11 points, including 4 goals. But now Salmon on the near side nearly got it past the defender, and nice job defensively, and that'll be a foul. He'll push his defender from behind. And it was Crosser who did a nice job to get back there. And that ball was knocked up and down off of our official in the middle of the field there, so we'll have a quick stoppage in play because of that. And it looks like we may have a couple substitutions coming on now for either team on the next play out of bounds. They're going to say a foul called against Case on that play, and it's played quickly back from Kist. Crosser trying to go up for Kruger. Again, mentioned that just haven't really seen him on the ball a whole lot today, and the throw-in was going to come quickly, but instead we'll see some substitutions. So Rohan Tripathi will come on for Denison along with Tyler Weiss and Justin Crow. Tripathi's a senior coming over from Clayton, Missouri, over in the St. Louis area. Weiss, a first year. Crow also a first year. For the Spartans, Ryan Dowdy is in the game. He's a senior from Houston, Texas. And they're getting the headers. Kyson Kroger, who's also just checked in. Here's Vatney on the ball in the middle of the field, going back to Oglesby. And Denison is starting to put a little bit more pressure on the Spartans when they play it backwards. There's a push, and this time Salman on the receiving end of the foul. Free kick goes quickly from Oglesby, then Cook doing a nice job to get it past. Looked like Tripathi, who was running in trying to get the ball from him, and that would have been a nice play had he kicked it back towards his goalkeeper. Push forward, Delacus trying to make a nice run, showing off some speed. And he collects the ball. He'll go inside with it. Stepping in front is Gilio on his pass. And that was important. Now Delacus blocks another clearance. And now it's played all the way back. The Spartans, that was Kellen Landfield, who's also just entered the game moments ago. He's a grad student coming from Livonia, Michigan. And Vatney tripped up. Didn't get a foul this time. Pass intercepted by Salman. Did a nice job to win it back. Justin Crow was trying to play it backwards for Denison, and maybe seeing another substitution for the Spartans this time. It looks like that's McLaren Baggett coming on in relief of Lucas Delacus. So Oglesby will have the throw in near side. He'll go in the direction of Baggett right away. That pass is cleared all the way back to Dockel. Now they'll go the other side with Kroger. And he couldn't keep this one in play out on that far sideline. Let's say this one's out of play. So the Spartans will get it back on a throw-in. 13 minutes and some change remaining in this one. In the first half, I should say. The Spartans are up 1-0. A goal from Sean Wilson in the 11th minute of play. Big Red working it into the box, and quickly Cameron Kist's run is ended. I'll have a throw in far side. Gilio will have it. It's long and it goes into the box. The Spartans headed out. A lot of white shirts were there. And Vatney trying to take it up that far sideline, and they'll say it's out on him. Now here come a couple more substitutes for both teams.
Entering the game for Denison, number 12, Jack Wright. Entering the game for Jamestown Senior Year, number 17, Charlie Whitberg.
So for the visitors, it's Jack Rice, another first year, comes over from Lake Bluff, Illinois, from Lake Forest High School. As this shot comes off and it's high, and really the first challenging attempt, that was Tyler Weiss who got the shot off for Denison. Charlie Wittenberg is also in for the Spartans now, and he'll take off Jacob Salmon, who was having a nice game so far. So Wittenberg will hop into that right wing spot. The Spartans like to attack from their wings. So it'll be Kyson Kroger and Charlie Wittenberg at those spots right now, and McLaren Baggett at the center forward. He's on the ball now, and two defenders on him, and a nice sliding tackle coming back from Kist. And Oglesby did a nice job defensively to end that run. Cleared out Denison backline, Hayes. Then over short to Trigg. Nice through ball, and just a little bit too long that time from Crow. And we'll have a goal kick from Winter, who really has not been challenged a whole lot today. And another sub for Denison. This time Miles Crosser is off, and Zarius Usebe is on. He's a sophomore defender from Wilton, Connecticut. And he'll move to the right outside back spot. And Chris Gilio will move down to the near side, the left side for Denison. As Vatney tried to slip that through. And Baggett was a little bit too far away. Here's Dowdy on the header, trying to go to the near side once again. Charlie Wittenberg this time over here. Couldn't get to it. Gilio with the throw-in for Denison off the head of Rice. And Tripati with a nice play, a strong play, and it looked like fans wanted a foul called from both teams. We have a good crowd here today on a Saturday afternoon. Weather's nice. It's about 68 degrees, a little bit windy, and perfectly sunny skies in Cleveland. Not something we get every day here. But a great day for some college soccer, and we've had a good one so far with a 1-0 match. Two tough teams, the number 25 Spartans and the Denison Big Red, receiving votes as the Spartans work it into the box with Vatney. Nearly got by a couple defenders, and there's Zarius Usebe, who just checked in, and a strong tackle as he clears this one out. An official having a few words over there with him and Matt Vatney. They're going to say it was off of Vatney as it was deflected. So Usebe with the throw-in. The Spartans will continue to retreat with it. Good pressure being put on by Rice. Usebe steps in front. Vatney was trying to get to the ball, and it's played all the way back to Winter. So far, no saves for the Spartans from their young goalkeeper, but none needed. One shot, and it was high from Denison. And it's been a long time since the Spartans have gotten a shot off. They still have just 3 on the day. Their last shot came in the 17th minute of play. And here we are now in the 38th. Through ball going in the direction of Jad Oglesby. And Gilio did a nice job to step in front. He's been solid so far today. Dowdy, some nice ball movement in the middle with Lipiot and Kellen Landfield. This one goes out of play. 2 more substitutes coming in for Denison. They're really getting into their lineup now. Wesley Bruner is in for Denison. He's a first-year midfielder from Atlanta, Georgia. As Ryan Dowdy will try to work this one forward. This time it gets through if Wittenberg can track it down, and a nice job by Henry Hayes getting to it first, but the Spartans will have it now in a good attacking position. Oglesby throws it short to Dowdy, and it's poked away by Crow. A nice job by Denison. He's still fighting for the ball. Now Crow and Jack Rice bearing down on the Spartan defenders. Landfield goes outside to Lipiot. Now Cook once again to Dowdy. Then Landfield, now to Dockel. They slow things down for the moment, and then they'll shoot it forward outside Kyson Kroger. Then outside, a nice slip pass. Kroger trying to get it inside. Baggett the shot. It's blocked, but it'll be a corner kick for the Spartans. This is the first corner kick we have in the match from either team, and we're under 5 minutes to play in the first half. So Lipiot will have the corner kick. Again, has taken a lot of set pieces this year for the Spartans. Vatney running in short near him, but instead he'll go far post. Cook gets his foot on it. It was very long, and Spartans wanted a handball call in there. Dowdy trying to get a shot off. He's got a couple men on him, and now it's still loose. It's still loose. Prokos even got his hand on it a little bit. Baggett was there. It looked like he maybe took a shot off. That was also blocked quickly. And then it'll be cleared out for a throw-in. Spartans were a little bit too far ahead, so they'll reset the position of it. Now Oglesby plays it short. Wittenberg. Now it's Vatney going behind his back, trying to get it back to Charlie. Spinning. Wittenberg trying to get the ball back. Good defense that time from Ben Geller. Now Baggett has it. It squirts loose for the Spartans in their favor. Lipiot outside. He has Kroger. Kroger will look for Baggett. Baggett pops it back to Kroger. Usebe is there defensively. Now Baggett once again. He'll go outside. Lipiot. Now they'll reset. He'll go backwards to Landfield. Vatney. Lipiot. He has Kroger outside. Now it's defense from Tyler Weiss. And they found an opening finally. Lipiot, if he can get the cross off, they're going to say it's out past the baseline. It'll be a goal kick. A great chance for the Spartans. And great defensive play. They're going to say Dowdy will get officially credited with a shot and a save from Tommy Prokos off of that corner. But it looked like a couple Spartans were there just trying to poke the ball in. Prokos stood strong along with a couple other red shirts. And a crazy play that ends in nothing but a shot and a save. So the free kick for the Big Red now. They'll go into the box, and we'll see if we have another version of that last play, but this time it's Bradley Winter who comes up and catches that cleanly. He'll play this one short to Cook. Dowdy, good pressure. Tripathi is there, and he's pulled down. And Rohan Tripathi did a nice job to work it inside there, and maybe seeing a card come out here. And if it is, it would likely be on Josh Cook. So the Spartans creating a wall. They've got, at the moment, a 5-man wall. Ben Geller is over the ball along with Chris Gilio. Looks like Ben Geller will be the one setting up to take the free kick. So it is. It's a 5-man wall for the Spartans. Bradley Winter will have to get ready for a shot from here. And Ben Geller, no Gilio, now Geller's the one who takes it off the crossbar. Now a header from Denison, and this time it's caught by Winter. A nice shot, and Denison inches away from tying the game up. And Ben Geller, you can see some frustration there, and understandable. Had he got that ball down about 3 or 4 inches, that was going to pop down in for a goal, and instead it remains 1-0, and that might be the last chance the Big Red will have, and certainly the best chance. It was just the second shot they've had all day. And what an attempt from the Big Red off a set piece. We already saw a set piece goal come from the Spartans. And Denison nearly answered in a very similar fashion. So we've got a minute left in this first half, and we've had a couple wild plays. The corner kick from the Spartans moments ago, immediately followed by that free kick, actually 2 free kicks back to back almost for the Big Red. And this ball popped up high in the middle of the field, still bouncing around Wittenberg, and he's going to get called for a high foot that time. And another free kick coming for Denison. 18 seconds on the clock. Geller will have it. They'll have to take this very quickly. 12 seconds. He'll send this in. It's in the box. A Spartan head gets it. It'll be knocked out for a corner kick, but they won't have time to get it off. And that final whistle will blow just as the kick comes off. So it's halftime. And again, a crazy last couple of minutes to that first half. After all of that, it remains 1-0. Sean Wilson, the only goal scorer of the day. And we're in store for a great second half. So stay right where you guys are. In 15 minutes, we'll be back. We'll switch sides. But we've got a good one here in Cleveland. The number 25 Spartans at the moment on top of Denison. We'll see you for the second half. So we're just about set for the second half of action here between the Spartans and the Big Red, and we had a great finish to that first half. We've got a 1-0 game. The Spartans scored in the 11th minute off of a free kick. Alex Lipiot sent it into the box. Sean Wilson got his head on it. That was moments after the Spartans missed an attempt off a free kick, again with Lipiot. And that time it was Brandon Kim who was unable to finish. But either way, the Spartans off to a 1-0 lead. They had a corner kick at the end of the first half that gave them another opportunity to score. It ended with just a shot and a save from goalkeeper Tommy Prokos. And they'll try to push it forward here. Back to their original starting 11 with Salmon working it into the box. Now Oglesby collecting it off the clearance. After that corner kick, the Big Red got it back, got a free kick, sent it into the box, got their first shot of the game from Tyler Weiss. It was high and off target. Then moments later, they got another free kick just outside the box, maybe about 19, 20 yards out. And a shot that went from Ben Geller off the crossbar, came down and out. A rebound shot that was saved by Bradley Winter. And Denison was unable to answer. That was quite literally the last 2-3 minutes of action, all put into quite an exciting story. So we expect to continue that fast-paced action that we saw, especially at the end of the first half, between two teams who are really looking to improve their ranking. Denison already beat one ranked team this week. They beat John Carroll, number 4 in the country, on the road on Wednesday night. They stay here in the Cleveland area to take on Case Western Reserve today. And the Spartans, on the other hand, fell to a ranked opponent in number 18 Mount Union, suffering their first loss of the season, so trying to bounce back from that. They got momentum early in this one, but have been slowed down since then because Denison has gathered themselves to play some good defense. And they'll have to do it again with Lucas Delacus working this one into the middle of the field, and good defense that time from Chris Gilio, who again has had a nice game on the defensive end of things. They'll work it up to Jake Kruger. Mention him before the game, the leading goal scorer for Denison so far this season with 4 on the year, 4 out of their 15. And he just has been, quite honestly, shut down. And the Spartans have really just left him out of this attack. So the Spartans in their back line. Denison at the end of that first half really started to put a lot of pressure when the Spartans would do this, trying to reset and find their attacks forward. Here's a chance with a running Jacob Salmon outside. Prokos gets to it first, and it was Camden Larson who tried to send it long and outside. Got a lot of Spartan athletics in action today. Men's and women's cross country over in Newville, Pennsylvania at the Dickinson Long Short Invitational. Got Spartan men's tennis over in Toledo today, as Kruger will play it back to Gilio. Women's tennis down in St. Louis for the ITA Fall Central Region Championships. Kruger getting ready to cross this in, and a nice job defensively from Wilson, but Denison gets it back. They can get a shot off from here. Cameron Kist will go outside, far side. Now Jacob Salmon all the way back here playing defense for the Spartans. It's sent in by Cameron McIntosh and now cleared out. And a good solid effort defensively by the Spartans as Vatney tries to send it forward. Delacus has shown off his speed a couple times today, and running forward, he's walled off by Cole Trigg. And we're going to have a whistle and a free kick coming from Denison. Spartan women's volleyball also in action today against number 12 Wash U. They were just defeated in that game, but a very close game. 3 very close sets played there. They'll also be taking on NYU later today at 4 p.m. That game will be down on the south side of campus at Horsburgh Gymnasium. And football also in action later tonight. That'll be a 7 p.m. kickoff right here at DeSanto Field, and they're taking on Geneva. So Kist will have it for Denison, going back to Trigg. Finds Kruger forward, and then to Phil Kutsoftis back in the lineup after subbing out early in that first half. McIntosh, his through ball intercepted. Jad Oglesby, a nice job defensively. And Salmon, his run is ended, and a throw-in will come for the Spartans right on their sideline, on front of their bench, in front of head coach Carter Poe. And looking at some of those first half numbers, just 3 shots came off from Denison. Again, we mentioned the high one from Weiss, and then the crossbar shot off the free kick from Ben Geller. And those were the best opportunities for the Big Red to score. The Spartans have gotten 5 shots, or rather 5 shots in that first half. 3 of them on target. A couple saves from goalkeeper Prokos. And a corner kick will come now for the Spartans. This will be just the second corner kick of the game. And off the first one, we saw a long ball that went to Ryan Dowdy. He got a shot off, and it bounced around in there. McLaren Baggett was in the area. And a save from Prokos kept the Spartans from scoring another goal. This time, Lipiot plays it on the ground to Larson, and he'll poke it up in the air, and Prokos comes down with it. Denison plays it in through their back line. And the Spartans get it back. Again, that last game Denison played against John Carroll, they trailed 1-0 for the majority of the game and didn't score until the 83rd minute. Cameron Kist with an assist to Jake Kruger. Soft is charging that Spartan back line, and they'll keep possession of the ball with a throw in here. Another throw-in coming on the near side for the Spartans. We mentioned how Jake Kruger for Denison has kind of been shut down for the most part today. Hasn't really gotten a lot of touches. Cameron Kist is another player who's coming off 2 nice games. Of course, the assist in the last one, and then the game before against Center, he scored 2 goals in that one. His second and third goals of the season. And has been involved in a couple plays today, but just hasn't had a lot of looks on the attack. So Ben Geller will re-enter the game here, and he'll take off Kutsoftis. And he's the one who had that crossbar shot in the first half off the free kick. He's on the ball here, and he'll go to the far side. And Denison will have to reset and really try and find a strong attack, because they haven't, out of set pieces aside, they haven't really gotten a lot of good attacking opportunities. Now it's Kruger on the ball, and we'll see if he can get something going. Work it to the middle of the field to Geller. Now far side crosser. And it'll go out of play for a Spartan throw-in. Vatney will poke it forward. Couple runners. He's got Salmon on the outside, and he's working against Hayes, who pokes it out of play for a throw-in. Good position for the Spartans. This will give them time to get their numbers up. Oglesby has it for the Spartans, trying to slip it through. Delacus was inside, and now it's cleared out finally. Wilson goes back to Lipiot, then over to Cook. Cook, Delacus. Denison nearly getting it back there. Nico Arios is up top for them right now. They can't find an opening. And the clearance high and out of play. Another throw in for the Spartans. We'll stay on this side of the field. Outside with Salmon, and poked out for another throw in. Clearance blocked by Salmon. Sliding tackle, and he's going to get called for a foul. And in the box, and Prokos will just take it. Essentially a goal kick. And another tough collision on the far side. This time no foul, but it'll be out of play for a Spartan throw-in. And now finally, we've got a card coming out. Looks like that yellow card will be called against, I believe it was Matt Vatney. So another free kick for Denison. And it is officially, it's Matt Vatney who gets called for the yellow card. That's just the third yellow card given out to a Spartan player this year. Sent into the Spartan back line. Lipiot got his head on it. Cameron McIntosh was there. And now Denison's got some attackers forward. Geller will go far side to Crosser. And he'll have to play it back to Kiss. Didn't like the look he had. Trigg has it. Going up to McIntosh once again. They're just not able to find an opening right now. This Spartan defense is holding strong. And a whistle. It looked like the Spartans wanted a handball call against Arios. And they'll get it. They'll get a free kick. On their own side, and Sawyer Dockel has it. And now getting through for the Spartans for the moment. It's too long for Brandon Kim. And Prokos will just roll it out short. And nearly taken away by the Spartans. That was close. Salmon almost got it back. And they will have it back now. The Spartans will after that run too long on the far side. The Spartans in their last non-conference game of the season. As a week from today, they'll start their UAA schedule, taking on NYU. They'll be on the road. And then we'll see them back here for their first home UAA contest against number 19 Emory. They'll have 3 home games in the UAA this year. A little bit different from what they're used to seeing. Those Friday, Sunday weekends are not going to be the norm this year. They'll only have one of those, but for the Spartans, they'll be at home against Chicago and Wash U. And Cook taken down. A tough collision there. No foul given, and Denison will have a look forward. Bradley Winter well outside the box to clear that out. And a nice job to get rid of it as Kruger was making a run in at goal. And it was a one-on-one between Kruger and Winter to see who was going to get to that ball first. Bradley Winter, a nice play, and perhaps the most important play he's had to make today. Vatney outside now to Salmon. I'll slow things down for a moment, and it'll be a throw-in on the far side. So in the meantime, a couple substitutions. McLaren Baggett will come back in for the Spartans, along with Kellen Landfield. We saw both of them in action in that first half. Ryan Dowdy is also back in the game as the Spartans have an attack, and it'll end in a goal kick. Jack Rice is back in the game for Denison. Phil Kutsoftis is there as well. So Arios and McIntosh are out. And we'll see if these guys can provide a spark for a Denison team that really needs one. And just moments ago thought they had it for a few seconds as Jake Kruger was working his way in towards goal. They nearly got the ball back here again, but it's cleared out nicely by Cook. Couple headers, and Vatney's got it back. Spinning away from a defender. Down to Lipiot. Plays it short. Dockel will have to clear it out. Oh, another sub. Kyson Kroger back in the game. He'll take out Brandon Kim. No shots this second half for either team. It's been a defensive game as we have a Denison player down. And the trainers will come out, and we'll step aside for a moment. Still a 1-0 game, about 25 minutes left in this one. So Jake Kruger is helped off, and he's getting checked out on the sideline now, and looks to be okay. He walked off under his own power, which is always a good sign. Rohan Tripathi comes back in the game, and he played 17 minutes in that first half and had a couple nice defensive plays despite being in that center forward spot. This one goes back into the middle, and Ryan Dowdy stepped in front, not the touch he wanted, and it slips through. Bradley Winter sliding to get on top of it. Spartans slip it through. Dowdy goes outside to Salmon. They're doing a nice job to keep the ball just away from Denison right now. They'll play this one to the near side to Lipiot. Trying to just wall off Kutsoftis. Now Vatney has it. Two defenders surround him quickly. Getting it outside to Oglesby. Does a nice job to track it down, and Baggett couldn't collect that pass. And out near side, throw in for Denison. They'll go quickly. They're really trying to move it forward. Kroger has it now for the Spartans. Landfield. Short to Lipiot. Dockel. And now they can slow things down for a second. Tripathi chasing Josh Cook. And far side, Cook trying to just pull that big red attacker away from it. Either way, it'll go out for a corner kick. And Kruger will check back into the game. That's a good sight to see. He looks to be okay. And Charlie Wittenberg will also enter the game for the Spartans. So the corner will come off. It looks like Cameron Kist will be over there to take it. A lot of movement in the box from the Big Red. We'll see where they can find the opening. Might have a shot coming from the top of the box here. Instead, the Spartans are there. Kellen Landfield did a nice job to poke it out. Now they'll try to find a counterattack. Kroger trying to run in there, and a little bit of shoving as Chris Gilio is taken down to the turf, and Kroger will get called for the foul. So Jake Kruger comes in. It's actually Corey Brunner who will come out as Winter jumps up to knock that away, punched it, and had to go around Ryan Dowdy to catch the ball cleanly. And a tough play there, and a foul is going to be called, it looks like, against Denison, I believe. So Kruger is up top, and Tripathi stays in the game as well. So Kruger has moved, it looks like, to that left wing position. We'll see if that can make a difference in their attack. Now Kroger working it in towards the Denison box. The Spartans really haven't had an attack in the last couple minutes of play. We've been on this side of the field for a bit, and that's where we remain. Here's Kruger now, and his pass stepped in front of by Landfield. A nice job. I'll go outside looking for Salmon. Now Vatney slips by one defender, and he's taken down. So Lipia, who already has an assist today off of a free kick, he was close to having another one. He was close to having, you could say, even another assist off a corner kick. This one will go into the box, and it gets the head of, it looks like, McLaren Baggett. But this time the header pops up and over the top of the crossbar. And now Charlie Wittenberg does check in. We mentioned he was about to come in moments ago, actually stepped forward and then stepped back. So Jacob Salmon is off. So Wittenberg moves to the left side for the Spartans. Kyson Kroger will switch over to the right side where Salmon was. Now looks like Matt Vatney will head off too. Again, with a yellow card may have influenced that decision. Lucas Delakis will come back in the game. Going forward for Denison. We'll see if they can find the equalizer with Jack Rice. Now it's Kist going down to Gilio. Trying to slip it through, but Sawyer Dockel stepping in front. As Delakis tries to work it through, trying to split two defenders. We've got about 17 and a half left in this one, and still a 1-0 game. The Spartans on top, but Denison trying to equalize here. Going down for Kist, and Wittenberg coming back to get the ball back for Case Western Reserve. A nice job stepping in front. Lipiat plays it back to Dockel. Now in the middle to Landfield. Two defenders on him. Kustsoftis was making a strong attempt trying to get the ball back. Denison continues to put more and more pressure on these defenders, and they're running out of time. But still with plenty remaining, of course. They scored twice in the last 10 minutes of play on Wednesday against John Carroll, so they're never really out of it. as Winter just maybe stalling for some time, waiting for Tripati to come put some pressure on him. Finally, will pick up that ball. Bradley Winter has had a nice game. Has one save on the stat sheet, but has come out for a couple other plays, jumping runs. And really the big one was earlier in this half when Jake Kruger was making a run, which would have been a one-on-one attempt at goal, and Winter came all the way outside of the box to clear it. Corey Bruner is back in the game. So we'll see if he can get back involved with that Denison attack. Wittenberg trying to slip it through to Delacus. And a spinning ball goes back in the direction of Tommy Prokos, who hasn't had as active of a second half here. Lipiot tries to play this one. Charlie Wittenberg's got some space on the left side for the Spartans. Now we'll go in the middle to Dowdy. He'll take a shot. This one is saved. Tommy Prokos, a nice job, a diving save to keep it at a 1-1 game, because that was a good shot by Ryan Dowdy. That's a big play for Denison. They'll have some more work to do as Delacus keeps it on this side, and that pass a little bit too long, so Denison will get it back, and that could have changed the game had the Spartans worked a second goal in. That would have made this a much different story in the last 15 minutes. But Denison's still alive, and we'll see if that was the momentum shifter that they needed, but instead the Spartans get it back here with Landfield. Good defense being played on him. Ben Geller, who's also done a nice job in this game. We talked about was nearly the one to equalize for the Big Red. A foul's going to be called against the Spartans. Denison trying to remain undefeated on the season, 6-0-1, trying to hand the Spartans their second loss in a row. McLaren Baggett will have it forward for the Spartans. A nice pass that came through. He'll go far post, and his shot a little bit wide. So the Spartans have had a couple chances to add to their lead, but no luck for them so far as it remains 1-0. Off the goal kick will come down to the near side. Lipiot with a throw-in. And it looked like Kutsoftis wanted a foul called. 3 subs will come in for the Spartans. And we'll see who comes in and who comes off. Looks like that whole front line is going to come off for them. So Vatney is back in. Brandon Kim comes back. And it looks like Jacob Salmon is also there on the far side. So, yes, that entire front line will go back to the original starting 3 for the Spartans. They've had a couple chances to extend their lead and maybe want those attacking players to finish the job. Vatney, of course, last year's UAA Offensive Player of the Year and a third-team All-American. His cross a little bit high for Delacus, who watches it go into the hands of Tommy Prokos. pass for Gilio. Just a little bit past him. And he was visibly unhappy with that attack ending for Denison. And another substitution as Camden Larson will come back in the game for Kellen Landfield. So they've got 10 of the original starting 11 on the field now, with just over 10 minutes to play, about 11 minutes left actually in this one. Trying to hold on to this 1-0 lead. Denison has had a couple attempts forward, a couple nice chances, but have not gotten a shot off in the second half. Lipiot will just poke this one out of play. It looks like we'll have a long throw coming in from Gilio. It'll get a Spartan head. Looked like that was Kim. Now Delacus trying to win it back. Vatney is there. They can counter from here. Gilio sent past him, and now Salman trying to get on the end of that. He gets by Prokos, who was off his line, and a sliding tackle that keeps it from what would have been the extending goal. And Salman looked like he was upset with the official, and it looks like they're going to call a free kick, or a goal kick rather. And Salman is visibly upset because he thought that was off of Kutsoftis, who was sliding in. I believe that was Kutsoftis, who came in at the very end of that. And from up here, it's of course hard to tell those last-second deflections, but it looked like that's where the ball went off on. The official on the far side is the one who called goal kick, so maybe saw something that we couldn't see from this angle. And the Spartan attack ends there. It looked like Larson slipped on the turf. Gilio gets it back for Denison. And now Kist goes in the middle to Arios. That ball spinning up. Delacus gets a head on it. Now Kist plays it back outside to Crosser. Denison trying to attack from the far side, but a lot of Spartans there. Kist, he'll take a long shot. It was deflected, and Bradley Winter is there. And again, he's had a very solid game, and he's telling his teammates, go forward, I'm going to launch this one out of here. With about 8 minutes left, the Spartans got very close a couple times to equalizing. That was officially also the first shot coming off in the second half for Denison. They went about 38 minutes between shots. Vatney into Larson. And that ball just high. Cheers from the Spartan crowd as they continue to push the attack. And a substitution. Zarius Usebe is back on. Played some defense at the end of that first half. Maybe feeling like they need to get some fresh legs on defense as the Spartans continue to push forward. But really, Denison needs to find an attack. They can do it here. A sliding tackle by Cook, and who's that out on? They're going to say it's a corner kick. Another call that the Spartans don't like. Josh Cook is visibly frustrated with that one because he thought that went off the attacker after the slide. Either way, it's a corner. Cameron Kist. This will be just the second corner for Denison here in this one in the second of the second half. Kist, a high arcing ball that goes far post. Couple Spartans there. Usebe got on it, and a shot. Geller didn't make contact with it. Now Kim has it. They'll try to counter. Larson is in the area. Geller slides to get it back for Denison. Now Vatney gets him off the ball, jumps over it as Larson finds it. He's got a running Vatney outside of him. If he can beat, looks like Giglio to that ball, gets to it, trying to find a teammate, and that one's poked out of play. It'll be a corner kick now for the Spartans, and Lipiot will head over to take it.
Corner kick for Case Western Reserve. Taking the corner is number 8, Alex Lipiot.
So we'll see where Lipiot wants to go with this. Not a whole lot of Spartans coming up just yet. Vatney is staying close to him. And now Lipiot telling him go in the box. They've got Delacus, Dowdy, Kim, and Oglesby there. He'll play it on the ground to Larson. Back to Lipiot. Maybe a better angle from here. He sets up. He'll cross it in. And it gets to Prokos, and Dowdy made contact with him as they were both jumping for that ball. So Prokos will have a free kick from in the box. About 5 minutes left in this one. We'll see if Denison has some more last-second magic in them. And the Spartans will try to keep them out, and would hate to see a reenactment of Wednesday night's game against Mount Union when they were defeated in the last 18 seconds when Mount Union took the go-ahead goal. A little bit different this time as the Spartans are playing from ahead, as Jack Rice will re-enter this one. He'll take out Geller. And Kyson Kroger will come back in for the Spartans. Denison with the ball back. They're trying to work it forward, and stumbling all the way down the field was Jack Rice, and he'll win his team a free kick. This will be a good spot. It was Geller who took the shot on the free kick in the first half, but he just came off the field. So now it's Cameron Kiss, the man who takes the corners for the Big Red. This time it's a three-man wall. Dockel, Vatney, and Larson. And they're leaving a couple Big Red unmarked. They got a header there from Usebe, and it was high. And Usebe, the 6'1 sophomore, had to get that ball down. He was well above everyone else, but it looked like when he made contact, he was already at about the height of the crossbar. Winner shoots it out off Usebe's head, going backwards the other way. Delacus nearly got to it. Now Kim will, and he's marked. Trailing him is Kutsoftis, and now he slips by. Kim can get a cross off from here. He'll play it inside to Vatney. Has to get by a defender. Might get a shot off from here. Another extra dribble, and his shot blocked by Kiss. We're under 3 minutes to play, and it's the Spartans still on the attack following that set-piece attempt. Now a foul will be called against them, and Denison will have to work it forward off of this free kick. Kiss is back there. Now Prokos will actually come forward to take it himself, and he's going to send the other 10 men up. Pushing it forward here. Far side. Larson is there for the Spartans. Now Kyson Kroger trying to keep it in. He'll clear it out. A nice job getting it out of there. Delacus is running it down. If it gets in the box, Prokos can get to it, and finally does. If that had stayed outside, Lucas Delacus might have had a chance. Now he's sprinting over to force this kick, and not a good spot. Ryan Dowdy's the only one there. Now Delacus drops it off to Matt Vatney, and the Spartans have it. They can run some clock here as we are under 2 minutes to go now. Kyson Kroger going outside, taking direction from the senior captain Dowdy, and it's out for a Spartan throw, and in front of that Denison bench, Jad Oglesby will have it, and a substitution will come in, but that will stop the clock for a Spartan substitution. McLaren Baggett will come in. So we'll resume. A minute 45 And it's Baggett far side trying to win this ball, and he'll keep it in for a throw. Actually, a nice play by McLaren Baggett, because that was going to go out for a goal kick. Now it stays a throw, and it's a little bit harder for Denison to set up their attack. From a goal kick, they, of course, could have just launched it out to about midfield right off the bat. The Spartans trying to win it back in the middle of the field. Kim coming back as the ball was working over to Kutsoftis, and it goes out by that Denison bench. They'll have to take a long throw from here over Kroger's head. Gets a big red head as well, and Josh Cook tried to clear it out. Now it's played down to the near side. Usebe trying to work past Brandon Kim, who pokes it out. 60 seconds left in this one. Denison trying to equalize. Ryan Dowdy for the Spartans again. He's been in a good position the last couple plays as Vatney can work it forward to McLaren Baggett. Let's see if this one can stay in bounds. Baggett running it down on the far side and trying to keep it away from Henry Hayes. Now sliding, and Hayes trying to let it go out of bounds. It doesn't, so he'll have to keep it in. Goes forward to Arios. Dowdy, a tough play defensively, wins it back for the Spartans. Vatney running it on the outside. Cameron Kiss there defensively. A tackle goes out of play. The flag points in favor of Denison. And sliding Baggett, it hits his own player, actually. Cameron Kiss knocked it back. Baggett trying to keep it in. Prokos has it. 17 seconds. Denison will have to launch it out. Prokos going forward in the direction of Kruger. Jack Rice is there as well, but Dockel clears it out. Big Red running out of time. 5 seconds to go, and it's sent forward. The Spartans are there, and they will win this one. An intense finish to a great game as the Spartans will take this one 1-0. A goal early, and we stayed scoreless since the 11th minute. Sean Wilson off of a free kick. The assist went to Alex Lipiot. A long play that went down the middle of the field. A ball that came in curled away from Prokos in goal, and Sean Wilson got his head on it in a great position for the Spartans. So they bounce back after that loss against Mount Union, and we'll see how that sort of shakes up the rankings going into next week. Denison trying to work themselves back in after dropping out this week. They defeated number 4 John Carroll and fell in a close one here to Case Western Reserve. So they'll continue this 5-game road trip. Denison will, as they head to Otterbein, then Hiram, then Oberlin, before heading back home on October 7th against Kenyon. That's the next time we'll see the Spartans at home as well. They'll head over to North Jersey to take on NYU. That game will be at Newark, Rutgers Newark, I should say. A week from today, that'll be a 1:30 kickoff, and then they'll be back home on October 7th, 2 weeks from today. Another 1:30 game against number 19 Emory. We'll have a good one then. So a little bit of a break from, we've seen a lot of men's soccer home action in this month of September, and they'll wrap it up with a win, a great one, a 1-0 victory over Denison. Thank you, as always, for tuning in to Case Western Reserve men's soccer, and you saw a great game today. We hope you have a great rest of your afternoon. For myself, Sarzucci, and everyone here at Case Western Reserve University, thank you as always.